The latest Hulu limited series is based on the best-selling novel by Sally Rooney, but there have been some significant alterations made. Conversations with Friends, the most recent adaptation of a work by Sally Rooney, is a limited series consisting of 12 episodes that you can watch in a single sitting. In this video, we'll be highlighting all the changes made to the storyline. Stay tuned. First up, Frances and Nick text rather than email. Their initial affair in the books is started by the intimacy of their emails. It was simple to write to Nick, but also competitive and thrilling, like a game of table tennis. Frances relates. While Frances in the TV show may have a comparable emotional response to texting, the differing mediums alter the emotional response. Receiving a text versus receiving an email feels very different. The two also talk via an instant messenger in Rooney's work, and Frances frequently emphasizes that she views Nick's messages status as online, something that is not feasible with text. Frances and Nick video chat on the broadcast, which adds to the wildness of their affair, although there's so many things about the book that were not proper to be altered. I think I'm comfortable with this one. Although I agree that texting is a lot different from email, I find it weird to believe that people still chat via email, so I believe that the directors just wanted to update the events of the show according to our time. Next, Frances does not read her mother's Bible. Frances borrows a little leather-bound copy of the New Testament from her mother's residence in Dublin in the novel. I knew she would not realize it was gone, and if I attempted to explain why it intrigued me, she would not comprehend, Frances explains. Frances thinks about the New Testament throughout the rest of the novel and frequently refers to biblical characters, although this has no bearing on the plot, following her endometriosis diagnosis. But neither Jesus nor I had any idea what we were talking about. Even if I had faith, it would not be enough to heal me. It was pointless to ponder about. This was one subtle change that the directors made, and fans have not reacted to it at all. It seems like not everyone was pleased with the Christian Frances in the book. Anyway, that's done. And now Melissa does not work on a profile of Bobby and Frances. Melissa is a magazine writer in the book, and she is working on a feature about Frances and Bobby's spoken word poetry. In the TV show, however, there is no magazine article. Melissa is working on a book of essays and wants to borrow a line of Frances' poetry at one point. As a result, Melissa's book launch becomes a complete scene in episode 8. In Rooney's novel, Bobby and Frances simply attend a reading in which Melissa's article appears. The fact that the occasion is entirely focused on Melissa shifts the emotional weight of the evening for Frances, making her even more envious of their relationship. I think more spotlight on Melissa was a very nice idea, as it opens up more possibilities for the show to go in different directions. Thumbs up to the directors on this one. Next, Bobby is an African American. The most significant character shift from Sally Rooney's novel on the TV drama is Bobby's transformation into a Black American lady. Lenny Abrahamson, the director, told Vanity Fair, "We saw several incredible people, but there was something special about Sasha. Few people can match the extraordinary quality that Bobby has in the novel. This kind of extraordinariness, this impact." Lane, who portrays Bobby, continues, "Lenny and I talked a lot about where she's from and how she talked about where she comes from. We wanted to separate Bobby from the rest of them even more. Allowing her to speak with an American accent made her stand out a little more. If you think this, then you would certainly be mind blown by all the information we have in this video. While I don't know if these changes will affect the show, I believe that the directors surely have a good reason for doing this. I really hope that the movie turns out great." And now, Bobby discovered Frances' short story at a different time. In the book, Frances is diagnosed with endometriosis and learns that Nick and Melissa are sleeping together again. While Bobby is furious with Frances over the short story and has moved out, amplifying all of Frances' feelings. The show does not depict the breakup between the buddies until after Nick's birthday celebration, which occurs at the end of episode 11. As Frances' health deteriorates and she fears losing Bobby and Nick, she begins to injure herself in the novels. We only get a glimpse of this in the TV show. Surprisingly, the producers did not think this event was relevant enough to put it on the show. Continuing on, the fateful summer vacation takes place in Croatia. Melissa invites Frances and Bobby to join them on a vacation at a French villa in Etablus, Brittany in northwestern France, after Nick and France stop seeing each other. The villa in the TV show, however, is in far Croatia. While the location has little effect on what happens while they're there, episodes 4 and 5 are set in Croatia. According to the New York Times, Joe Alwyn's famous girlfriend Taylor Swift joined them on set for these episodes. Nick and Frances sleep together in Frances' room over the summer vacation, not Nick's, as they do in the books. So it is more likely that Bobby would walk in on them, given how often she visits Frances' room. Even though the location has changed, the directors cannot strain the plot too much by also altering what happens in the story, especially as viewers are earnestly waiting for the events that occurred on this vacation. And now, Nick does not give Frances any money. Frances suffers from the cost of living in the novel, and her drunken father frequently forgets to send her money. As a result, Nick begins to give Frances money. This is not truly a part of the TV show's plot. Frances is concerned about the cost of coming to Croatia, but she is more concerned about seeing Nick again. Her feelings do not appear to be based on her financial difficulties. Her card is refused at a coffee shop in episode 9. Her father had not provided her allowance like in the book. Nevertheless, this does not run the entire plot. Although her financial situation did not change in the TV show, it wasn't a main theme for the character. I mean, what really is the relevance of highlighting how poor she was to the storyline? Whatever the case, I don't think anyone is complaining about this change. Next, the conversation of the affair ends differently. In the TV show, the scene where Frances and Bobby's friend Philip learned of the affair goes in a different direction. direction. This may appear insignificant, yet it represents a significant divergence from Francis's character in the book. In the novel, when Philip, Francis, and Bobby are all together getting milkshakes, Philip tries to persuade the two to resume performing together. This scenario occurs in the middle of episode 8 of the show, and their performance are not even mentioned, but the tensions between Bobby and Francis are still palpable. The conversation starts similarly, with Bobby saying Francis has a secret boyfriend, but then takes a very different turn. Is he going to abandon her? Philip wonders. I doubt it. Francis says quietly as the camera lingers on her. Rooney says in the book, Bobby massaged her eye with the palm of her hand. No, I answered quietly and with small lips. The distinction between I doubt it and no is vast. Yes, I know. It really isn't much to go on. However, I believe that every difference should be highlighted as it might set the stage for something bigger. And finally, Nick's arrival time is different when Francis passes out. While the novel depicts Francis fainting and Bobby assisting her in getting home and into the bath, episode 9 differs in that Bobby is the one who tenderly assists her in getting out of the bath and into bed. Nick does not show up until she's in bed, still in her pajamas. Francis observes in the book, when I get out of the water, he gave me a non-offensive look, the kind of look you can give someone's body when you have seen it before. It has a special relationship with you. I was embarrassed because I did not look away from him. I imagined myself dripping wet, flushed with steam heat, and my hair dripping rivulets of water down my shoulders. I stood there staring at him, not blinking, his face calm and incomprehensible like an ocean. We did not have to say anything at the time. I got out of the bath after he wrapped the cloth around me. Bobby wraps a towel around her in the TV show, and the two of them share a tender moment. Yet Nick later tucks her into bed, and they have the conversation about him telling Melissa. This was a huge deviation from what happened in the book, and I don't know what you think, but I did not like it at all. There's a shame that there's nothing we can do about it. Well guys, we have come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications for more content.